So, never let it be said that I never say good stuff, that I never say positive stuff. I wasn't gonna do this video, but I said, you know what? If that lady had pissed you off, or if it was something negative that you had to say about that lady, you would do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story. So last night I started pretending that I knew. Let me stop. But anyway, last night, I went out with one of my girlfriends, and we were at a club, and I was high and drunk. Maybe I was high as the Empire State Building. But that's nor here nor there. But I was high as the Empire State Building, and we were in the club, right? So girl, I started talking to somebody who knew me. I couldn't remember them because child, the girl is 46 years old, honey, and she's done a lot of things, that has messed with her memory. That's why I'm practicing these lines every day, getting ready for postcards from over the edge. But anyway, I'm in there talking to this one gay guy, girl, flirting with him down, just lusting because I'm high as the Georgia Pines. And he introduced me to this other guy, and we started talking. And somehow we started talking about Madison and the children. We got to talking about Madison and them children. And I found out that he was a part of the Maddy Mob. And I think because I was high as the Georgia Pines and a little tipsy, for me, I think I was on a good, like it was a good, like I was having a good experience. The bar was very chill. It was very laid back. And the energy was good. Everybody in there was vibing. It was just a really, really, like I was having a good experience. I was having a really good experience. And so we started talking about the children, and we started talking about Tasha K. We started talking about all that. And he started sharing with me why he supported T.S. Madison and why he was a member of the Maddy Mob. And he told me a story about how he was feeling suicidal, and how he wanted to kill himself, and how he was watching her videos, and she basically saved his life because she changed his energy, like when she gave him hope, and that touched me so much. Like I was holding his hand, like I think that was healing for me, you know. Baby, I was drunk and I was high and I was healing. So yeah, he told me, he said that he felt suicidal, and he said that he watched one of her videos, and he said she changed his whole vibe, she changed his whole energy, but he felt like that wouldn't have been the day he would have took his life, and watching her gave him hope, and it encouraged him. And so, I wanted to put that out there because I don't want it to be like every time I talk about T.S. Madison, even though I feel like I have lifted her up before when she went on the Breakfast Club this last time. I spoke highly of her. I was very happy about the way she carried herself on there the last time she went on there. And I'm not being messy when I say this. I'm not being messy at all. I'm not trying to kick up no mess. I just want clarity. I had shared some old clips and I made a comment and I did a drunk video on my Facebook page, you know, but I wanted to articulate it better. Um, there was a time when I was doing some work with Armand Wiggins. This was before Armand got to the level of success he's at now. And this was when he was really, really popping on Facebook and they were constantly blocking him on Facebook. People were constantly reporting his page. And her and him were going through some problems. And like they were beefing at the time. And he felt like Madison should have brought him up. He felt like because he was acknowledging her as his mother, and he felt like she was supposed to bring him up with her. And I kind of understood that because I mean this was 6 years ago. Um, I was in a different place, you know, in my logic. I still believe to a certain degree. My philosophy is I'm not gonna be eating good, and me and you, legit, like we cool with each other, and we in each other networking, like we really, 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 you know, f with each other on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna look out for you. Like I've always believed, if I'm eating good, you should eat good. You know, whoever I'm around, if I'm eating good, we all gonna eat good. That's just my mentality. Some people will tell you that they got you, you know, when I get to a certain level, well, I got you, you know, I'm gonna bring you up with me, you know what I'm saying, da da da. And everybody doesn't, you know, keep their word. Everybody don't do that. So I don't know if there was an agreement that they had. I don't know if she ever implied that she would look out. I don't know how he got that in his mind, but you know, he did feel like at that time, you know, she was supposed to bring him up with her, but it didn't go like that. And so me and him did do some videos together, but it wasn't like I wasn't trying to attack her. Like I don't really feel like that's what I was doing. I mean, maybe if we pulled up some old video clips, I probably could be seeing saying some slick shit about her. I'm not finna put that past me. But but my intentions has always been just to hold her accountable, not to see her fall off or not to see her lose or not to see her like exiled or punished, you know, just for her to be more accountable with her platform. Like that's been my intentions. Like I want to root for her. I want to, you know, celebrate her. I want to be happy. I think I have a greater expectation for her than probably a lot of people, you know, not trying to make myself look like I'm better than everybody else, but I do think that I may have a greater expectation, you know, morally and ethically, and not to say that I'm the most ethical and the most moral person, because I have my moments, but I do have probably do have a greater expectation for her. And so it's never really been to see her, you know, fail or to see her lose or to see her. I've never been like, yes, get that Maddie, punish her, like suffer, like bitch. Like I've never like had that energy for her. But I have wanted accountability. Now, there was a time, and again, this is not me being shady, this is just me playing the whole tape. There was a time when Armand wanted to see T.S. Madison star fall, he had vengeance in his heart. And I know because me and him used to talk on the phone. And he had vengeance in his heart for that lady. He wanted that lady's star to plummet. And that was when me and him started to distance ourselves. So whatever she's ever thought about me or whatever, because I know uh T.S. Madison can get something and kind of hold on to it. She gives me that energy. Like if somebody wrongs her or if someone upsets her, she don't seem like she's the most gracious person and she could forgive you 2 days later. I'm a Gemini. We don't really hold on to shit unless we closer to Taurus. Now, a Taurus Gemini can hold on to some shit. But I'm a Cancer. I'm closer to Cancer. So Cancer is water. Hey, so Cancer is water and Gemini is air. So we always flowing and moving. So I don't really hold on to things. I'ma say what I gotta say. I'ma feel how I got to feel, but I'ma keep it pushing. I'm not fixing to stay there. I'm not finna be in the quicksand with you. I'm not finna be holding on to that. I'm not finna be eating my feelings. I'm not. I'm no. I'm not gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna have that moment. I'm gonna eat that greasy pork chop. I'm gonna say everything I need to say. I might say some foul stuff that I have to apologize for later, but I'm not gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna let it flow and I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna hold on to it. And so, just so she know that if I really, really wanted to be for her, and I really, really, really was on, that was the moment there because she wasn't where she is now. And me and our mom was doing some numbers. We like when we was doing our lives together, me and him did make a good duo. Now, he did a video about someone who was HIV positive, and the way that he framed it, he talked down about the person who was positive. And Amon, I think that his platform has become more integratable here recently because I tune in from time to time and hear him talk. And I think that, this credibility that has come from him following Meg the Stallion's case with Tory Lanez, I think that the notoriety that that's afforded him has done some healing for him. I think now um, he takes his craft a little bit more seriously. I think he's also paying attention to how vlogging, um, how a lot of these bloggers, how it's ending for them, like where it's going, like y'all looked at what happened to Wendy Williams. You know what I'm saying? We saw what happened to her. We look at all of this that's going on with Tasha K. Like it's a lot of when you sow certain things and put certain things out in the universe, then karmatic law, like you can't make your job discussing other people's business and then get mad when people want to talk about you and when people want to mess with you and when people want to bother you. Like literally, your job is minding other people's business. And so I think I've definitely seen some growth in Armand, and what he puts out. I don't believe that he is still in the same place that he used to be. I do know that he's a Gemini as well, so there's a spiritual side of him that people probably won't ever see or won't see as much. But he wanted that girl downfall. He was preying on that girl's downfall, and he wanted me to help him. He wanted me to be a tool. He wanted to use me as a weapon to bring that lady down, and I wasn't gonna do it because I'm just not that vicious. T.S. Madison has never done anything to me directly. She's never harmed me directly. Even when she didn't talk about on her platform, um, when she didn't talk about those people attacking me on Bourbon Street, when she didn't talk about it, I wasn't upset about it because I knew how she was going to tell the story. She was going to make light of it, but at the same time, she was going to introduced the story to so many people that we probably could have got some kind of justice, even though she was gone ever so slightly nailed me to the cross a little bit in the process of telling the story. You know, she was gonna crack a few jokes. They beat her, they stomped my sister. You know, my sister was down there in New Orleans getting stomped, and they monkey stomped her, and they was bopping up all of like she probably would have like did some things that was, you know, that would have been insulting, but at the same time, the platform that she has, it would have gotten some attention. And do I think some good could have came out of it? Yeah, but was it worth having a viral video of her talking about what happened to me when I didn't get beat up? You know, that wasn't what happened. The guy didn't beat me up. The guy pinned me down to the ground because I smacked the other bouncer who was trying to hit my girlfriend, my sister, because she had threw a drink in his face because they didn't want to let us in the club. So me and T.S. Madison would have actually had to have a conversation for me to feel comfortable with her speaking on what happened versus her just looking at the footage and making assumptions based off of the footage. And 9 times out of 10, that's what she would have did. So I know that she kind of like, even though she won't admit it, the reason why she keep bringing it up, I think the reason why she keep bringing it up because she feel away because she didn't say nothing. Me personally, I think you might feel a little bit of a way because you didn't say anything. You may feel like you allowed your personal feelings for me um, to miss that mark, to do something because there was, it was bigger than me. You know, it was discrimination. They didn't let us in the famous door because we were black and trans. Basically, we were discriminated against at a club on Bourbon Street. And that was an opportunity to right a wrong. You know, that was an opportunity to, it was bigger than me. The shit was bigger than Nino Brown. But it's neither, the reason why I didn't stand up and go to jail that night or get the police involved that night is because the next day we had homage, which was where I was honoring 16 elders in New Orleans. It was one of the biggest events that I had ever put on. We had spent $5,000 in preparing for that. I had my mama Dee Dee Shambly come down from Atlanta, put her in a hotel. Um, we honored my mother. We honored a bunch of elders in the community all around the city. And it was a beautiful, you know, it was a beautiful experience, you know, that night. And so I wasn't fixing to allow, like, that's the only reason why I swallowed it. That's the only reason why I ate that. Because honestly, if it wasn't for me having to put on homage the next day, I would have sat out there and waited till the police came and risked going to jail because I would have wanted that to be on the news. The advocate in me, the advocate, uh, I wanted to fight it. I didn't want to let it go, but I had to let it go because I literally, the reason why my sister was in town was to help support me the next day with homage. So that was, I had to walk away. I had to accept it. I had to let him get away with threatening my life. I had to. But, you know, to make a long story short, there was an opportunity if I was really, really out to just really, really just be at her when our mom was in that season of his life, I would have took advantage because he was he was looking for a conspiracy partner and I wasn't with the shit. I wasn't cutthroat like that. You know, I'm not a cutthroat person. You have to really, really do something for me to be like that. Um and So even though I've had a love-hate relationship with her, I have not wanted to see her fail. And after meeting the member of the Maddy Mob last night, meeting the guy from the Maddy Mob and hearing him tell his story about her, it really moved me more. And so now, and I loved what he said. He said that when we talked about the children, he said that he would never talk about anyone's children, but he understood and he support Madison because Madison has been such a light in his life. He have grace for her because she's been such a light in his life. He said he would never talk about someone's children. He would never put down anyone's children, but he's not going to condemn Madison for doing it because she talked about Madison Mama and Miss Mary is Madison's world, and so many people love Miss Mary. So I got it. I understood it. I think for me, it wasn't so much her talking about the children. It was when she kept doubling down on it. Like, cause the first time she drugged the children, I couldn't cackle. I couldn't but I was just like, okay, I get it. She talked about your mama. But it was like 4 videos later, and she was still dragging this woman children. And I was like, and it was like it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So for me, it wasn't her talking about the children. It was the fact that she kept doubling down on it. It was like, okay, girl, I'm mad. You talked about my mama. Ain't nothing off limits. I'm about to get you. And I'm not, and I agree. If someone punch you, you can't tell them how to punch you back. But girl, you gonna keep beating on them every time you see them, girl. Girl, you gonna beat on them every time you think about it, girl. And this is pretty much the mentality of when these little youngsters being drive-bys and they're mad because one of their homies got shot and they just take out and start shooting everybody and innocent children get killed and elderly people getting killed because they mad because somebody killed somebody that they love. So it's the same if you look at it on a spiritual plane. It's the same element of these little young boys getting in their feelings because one of their homies then got killed and they just take out and start spraying up the whole neighborhood and everybody getting hit with bullets because they mad because they homie got killed and they trying to get this nigga over here, but they getting all of these people in the process. They getting all of these people in the process. Everybody getting sprayed on an accident, but you really honestly just trying to get this one person and you didn't have enough patience and you didn't have enough will to just say, okay, let me wait for the opportunity time so I can make sure that when I send that bullet, it hit the one who I'm trying to hit, and all these other people don't get, sprayed on an accident. So, but like he said, he would never do that. He would never talk about someone's children, but he didn't want to condemn her for it because of what she's represented in his life, and he have a lot of grace for her. He just give her grace because he realized, she got a big platform. She got a lot of people who want to see certain things from her. At the same time, I think that she has a spiritual element to her. I think that she has an encouraging element to her, but at the same time, it's a business. She's a brand, and there's certain expectations for her. People want to kiki. People want cackle. People want her. People want to see her. You know, talk her stuff. Like people want to like this. These are certain aspects of her that can be perceived as gimmicky by intellectuals, but she's a businesswoman. So the gimmick is a part of it. But I definitely think that T.S. Madison is more than a one trick pony, and I think that we often have paralleling conversations. Um, just like yesterday when I talked about being um Black indigenous gatekeeping sex change alive. um she was just talking the other day about how the Black queer community will step over you to go and pay Lil Boosie to come and speak. You know what I'm saying? And so we are going through the same thing, as above so below. You know, she's in a certain pay bracket where she is, you know, sitting with the likes of, you know, influential people with access and resources. She has more money and more access, but a lot of times we all still dealing with the same stuff. You know, for some of us, hey Mada, for some of us it's easier, you know, it's because we have more access and more resources. But at the end of the day, a lot of times we all still dealing with the same stuff. You know, we all still dealing with the same stuff. It's just a, you know, it's just you dealing with your bullshit in not in a nicer car. You dealing with your bullshit in a bigger house. You know what I'm saying? After you finish dealing with your bullshit, you go and go to a nice hotel or go to a nice restaurant, you know, but we all still dealing with the same stuff. You know, it's just um you just looking at it from a different space. So I wanted to put out this video because I don't want it to be said that the only time I speak on this woman is when she does something that I don't agree with, or when she does something that I don't like, or when she does something that triggers me or challenges me. You know, I don't want it to be said that. And I also wanted to clear up that, you know, I think that her and Armand Wiggins relationship is in a good space now. So I'm not saying what I said about them to bring up old stuff because it's done. But I just wanted to clarify, you know, one of the things that was said in the video of when I was working with Armand. Like, no, I might have took my little shots at you, you know, and you know, it's entertainment, it's, you know, it's combat, you know, it's it's banter, you know, that's what it was for me. You know, it's intellectual challenge, you know, but as far as me ever plotting to destroy you, plotting to see you, you know, to see you lose your career, to see you lose your wealth, I've never, I've never, you know, and it was never, I was never that invested, it was never that serious. But there was a time when he felt really slighted by you, and he wanted that star plucked from the sky, and he wanted me to assist him, and I would not. Let the record show that I declined, and we backed away from each other. It was that, and it was the video that he made about the HIV positive person and the things that he was saying. You know, Ahmad's take on HIV, and I don't know if his take has changed, but he kind of make HIV look dirty. You know, he kind of give you that, you know, when it comes to HIV. And so I don't know if that's changed for him. I don't know if that's different, but I know back then, you know, when he did that video with that guy being HIV positive, the way that he dealt with it, I was so surprised because even though I don't consider him an advocate for gay rights or for gays, I do know that he's very vocal, you know, as a Black gay man, and he's very he empowers, you know, Black gay culture. And you know, being HIV positive is a caveat. You know, it's a nuance to the community. It's an aspect. It's a part of the reality for a lot of Black gay people. You know, and so his his view on it, nearly, all these years later, like, I think this was like in 2018 or 2018 when that video was made. But for us to have made so much progress to where we taking one pill a day and, undetectable equals untransmittable, you equals you, for him to have still been giving some of the things that he was giving, it was just like, really? So that rubbed me the wrong way. And the lengths in which he was willing to go to get T.S. Madison together. I wasn't, I wasn't willing, you know. I wasn't willing. So yeah, I wanted that to be documented. And yeah, sister, you know, I'm I really honestly am going to, having met a member of the Maddy Mob last night. You're well represented. You're well represented. The mob was giving, um, even though you real rowdy and you be about that hoorah, the mob represents you well. Your mom said, how you have people around you who hold you accountable, and who will, speak to you in a way that, cause you to question some of the choices that you make. And so I got that last night. I got that energy. Like your mob is not, when we hear the word mob, we think about mafia. We think about negativity. We think about people who just always with that rah-rah, people who always just popping off. But your mob represented you well. Your mob represented you well. Like, my run-in with the Maddie mob was very positive. It was blessed, it was healing to hear that even with all that you give and how you come, people know you a teddy bear. People know you just old cuddly teddy bear. You can be a dangerous teddy bear. I ain't gonna underestimate you now, sister. But they know who you is and they love you and they support you and they see you and they have patience with you and they have grace for you and you have earned that. You have worked hard for that. And I just want to take this moment to celebrate that and let you know that the Maddie Mob is really representing you well out here in these streets. Amen. A woman, Laylim Layler. I love you, Maddie. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, Pure Love and Mind Bites XL. Yeah, but love y'all. Say, remember to light your candles daily in honor of the ancestors who have come, the ancestors who are coming, and the ancestors who have been here and left, light that candle, acknowledge them in your heart and your mind and your spirit. Take care, be well, be blessed. I love you. Down but now that I say kudo, it keeps spinning and turning. Iangani, Iyanko, Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God goddess. And if I am, you know you are. Mwah. Not bad for a girl who was high as the Georgia Pines and drunk last night, huh? I still got enough brain cells left to do this video.